Hello, writers. I'm Solly with Pendraic, and today we'll be talking about building a world for your story to live in. World building is one of the greatest traps in writing. It's so fun that some writers can spend years working on languages, maps, anything dealing with the world itself without ever writing a single line of prose. That said, this is really going to be a lesson about restraint, how to build a world deep enough that readers will believe it without drowning your story or yourself along the way. I'll show you the thinking and set it up on screen as we go. The first rule is the most important one. Build what your story touches and not much more. If your book opens in one city with one faction, build that city and that faction. You don't need to proceed with building trade economies or politics or laws for continents far away that the character and the reader haven't visited or won't visit. Readers can feel a deep world through a few telling points, not through an appendix. So start small. A name, a single line about what makes this place its own thing. What separates a world that stands up versus falling apart are the rules that are established. How does the magic work? What does it cost? What's forbidden? What's simply impossible? A world feels real when it's consistent, and it feels cheap when the rules are bent whenever the plot needs it to. So decide your core rules early. In Pendraic, the template picker lets you set the foundations and dial in things like tone, tech level, how the magic works, if applicable, how messy the politics are. This is where you're going to be setting the rules to keep your project consistent along the way. I'm just going to use the randomize it on this one, and there we go. Our world is dry, compact. Municipal Water Authority in the drought-stricken American Southwest is rationing what little remains. Completely random. By default, it starts on I'll build it myself. It doesn't create any domains, which are the high-level sections that the world index entries live under. With your story index, you will have characters, locations, events, etc. In world building, you will have religion, politics, economics, geography, geology. You'll have a bunch of different domains. If you're just looking for current Earth-like, then you don't need to change anything. That's the default. You don't need to build a world for a current Earth to live in. There is real-world baseline if you want to make some tweaks. There's altered contemporary Earth, alternate history, hidden layered realities, parallel multiverse, secondary world fantasy, multi-world and shared universe, sci-fi, science fiction, post-apocalyptic or collapse worlds, mythic, cosmological. Some overlays you can pick if you want dragons, monsters, shapeshifters, undeads. There's stuff already formatted and built in here. Magic system if you want one. Institutions, geography, tone, genre, and your modifiers. Again, if you just want to create a book, a single world for it to live in, you want it to be current Earth, but maybe some little changes, you could just go to I'll build it myself. That's what we're going to do. So we've built our world. It's just an empty shell right now. We have our normal AI quick actions on the right. We have Penny. Everywhere is Penny. On the left, we have our world index registry. We have basic domains. We can add new domains. You can add your entries. Going to look very similar to the story index, but it's focused on the world. You can generate a map. You can upload your own map if you have one already. You can run a world analysis and editorial workbench. We'll go into a world that I've already created, and I have gone into the weeds. I have an encyclopedia completely built and established, calendar system set up, languages set up, and a language generator, timelines, major events in the history of this world, family trees for the characters and the stories associated with the world, and just whiteboarding. You can whiteboard and just put your ideas in here. The mind mapping. Here's where this pays off long term. A world is bigger than any one book. The same setting can hold a whole series or several. In Pendraic, you can spin up a series that lives in this world, dry compact. It's a standalone book. You could do the same with a series. Everything you write in this universe shares the same canon, the same rules for consistency. Book 2 cannot contradict book 1 because they're drawing from the same world. That's how a single setting can span a career's worth of work for an author. One last thought when you're building a world is aim for an iceberg. The reader sees just the tip, a few vivid details you give them on the page, and they sense the mass underneath the water. You don't have to show the whole thing. You just have to know enough that it never contradicts itself. Build the parts your story needs. Keep the rules consistent and let the reader's imagination do the rest. All that said, if you want to fall into the trap and build a complex, vast, spanning, incredible world or universe with multiple worlds, then do absolutely do whatever you enjoy. That's what this art is all about, doing what you enjoy. And Pendraic is here to support both styles and everything in between. So don't forget to join the Pendraic Discord for any real-time assistance you might need, any tips, guidance, banter with other writers, you name it. Happy writing, and I'll see you in the next one.